Day 5 of Christmas stories to get you to Christmas. We have Winnie the Pooh and the Merry Christmas Mystery. It was a very snowy night before Christmas. Winnie the Pooh was so excited he had a hard time getting to sleep. He was thinking about the next day when his friends would come over and decorate the great pine tree, then gather around it for their annual Christmas sing-along. When he finally drifted off, Pooh dreamed of all the wonderful honey treats he was sure that Santa would bring him. The next morning, Pooh raced to his Christmas stocking, but instead of honey treats he was hoping for, he found a very puzzling present. "I wonder why Santa brought me thistles," said Pooh. "They are very nice thistles. Achoo!" Unfortunately, thistles made Pooh sneeze. Pooh tried to get his mind off sneezing by practicing a sing-along. He sang, "Christmas is a time to share, to show your friends how much you care." Achoo! He sneezed again. "A smackerel of honey will cure my sneezing," Pooh decided. But when he went to the cupboard, all his jars were empty. "Maybe Piglet will bring some honey when he stops by," Pooh thought, hopefully. Just then there was a knock at the door. Pooh opened it and was startled by what he saw. Standing there was a mysterious creature with long orange fur and a large round head. "Don't be scared, Pooh, it's me, Piglet," his small friend announced. "Santa brought me this coat for Christmas. It's a bit big, but it should keep me warm when we decorate the tree. It wouldn't happen to have any pockets with honey in it," he said. Piglet checked. There was no honey, only the acorn ornaments he had made. "That reminds me," said Pooh, "I have to take along my decoration to the great pine tree." Pooh took the chain of golden honey pots from the Christmas tree. Then he and Piglet rushed through the frosty white forest to meet their friends. "Oops," said Piglet as he tripped on his very long coat. "Oh, bother," said Pooh. "I guess Santa forgot your size." When they arrived at the great pine tree, Pooh wished Eeyore a Merry Christmas. "How do you like the thistles Santa achoo brought me?" Pooh asked. "They're beautiful," Eeyore said wistfully. "As beautiful as the coat rack Santa brought me." Rabbit stepped forward. "That's not a coat rack, Eeyore. It's a very fine rake," he said admirably. Pooh noticed that Rabbit was wearing a tiny pair of earmuffs. "Santa brought them," Rabbit explained. "And I got this tiggerific jar of honey," said Tigger. Pooh held his empty tummy and asked, "Does it taste good?" "How would I know? Tiggers hate honey," the bouncy friend replied, "but it was nice of Santa to think of me." "Santa brought me something to eat," said Roo, showing him a jar of crunchy cookies. Do they have any honey in them?" Pooh said hopefully. "No," Roo said. "They're made of birdseed. They taste terrible, but Santa was nice to bring them to me." "Santa sure left some very puzzling presents," said Piglet. "It's a mystery," said Pooh, "but I like mysteries." "Well then," said Rabbit, "here's another mystery for you. Where is Owl? He's late." "This is mysterious," Pooh agreed. "Owl is never late." The friends decided to go ahead and start decorating the great pine tree because Owl's part in the ceremony always came last. After they finished hanging their ornaments, they waited for Owl. Then they waited, and they waited, and they waited some more. "I'm cold," moaned Tigger. "And I'm hungry," groaned Pooh. "Oh, here, have some honey," said Tigger. Pooh gratefully accepted. "If you're cold, Tigger, please take this coat," Piglet said. "Gee, it fits perfectly," exclaimed Tigger. "And I'll bet these earmuffs would keep your ears warmer than mine," said Rabbit, placing the fuzzy earmuffs on Roo's little ears. Pooh was halfway through the pot of honey when he noticed Eeyore was looking longingly at his thistles. "Would you like them, Eeyore?" "Thanks for noticing me," said Eeyore, accepting his favorite treats. "I didn't suppose anyone could use this rake. Rabbit eagerly reached out for the tool. Thank you, Eeyore, he said. It's just what I wanted. Roo looked down at the jar of birdseed cookies. If anybody would like these cookies, I'd be happy to share them, he said. Oh, thank you, Roo, said Owl, swooping down from the tree. He took a bite of one of the cookies and declared that they were delicious. Then he said, sorry I'm late, but I got lost on my way here. Owl's friends wondered how he could get lost in the 100-acre woods. I'll show you, said Owl. He led them to the short distance to the road sign. Here's the problem, said Owl. These arrows are all mixed up, so I ended up going all in the wrong direction. The friends studied the signpost carefully. Sure enough, the arrow seemed to be pointing to Owl's house was turned, and so it was pointed to Eeyore's house. And the arrow to Eeyore's house was pointed towards Pooh's house. In fact, all the signs were pointing in the wrong direction. The signpost must have gotten turned around in the snowstorm, said Rabbit. Pooh scratched his head thoughtfully. I think we've just solved our mystery. That's right, said Piglet. I'll bet Santa got confused and delivered our presents to the wrong houses. Do you mean these mittens aren't really mine? Said Owl, pointing to the small purple mittens hanging from the string around his neck. Oh, no, Owl. These birdseed cookies are for you, said Pooh. Now think. Who are those mittens meant for? Piglet gently cleared his throat. Owl smiled and handed the mittens to Piglet. Of course, Piglet, they'll fit you much better. After they straightened the sign, the friends returned to the great pine tree. Soon Kanga arrived with hot chocolate and cakes and honey as she did every year. And Christopher Robin brought a beautiful shiny star as he did every year. I was hoping you'd come, said Pooh. I always do, Christopher Robin reminded him. Owl flew the tiny star to the top of the tree just as he did every year. Then the snowfall began to fall and the friends joined hands and sang, Christmas is a time to share, to show your friends how much you care. Whether they are big and small, friends are the very best gifts of all. When the song was finished, Tigger said, I hope Santa brings us some more puzzling presents next year so we can swap them again. Yes, it was nice to have a mystery for Christmas, Pooh exclaimed, as long as there was honey to go with it. Christopher Robin chuckled and said, silly old bear. Then he bent down and gave Pooh his special Christmas hug, like he did every year. Wait until tomorrow when we have story number 6.